so that my camera doesn't drive you crazy. Good evening. So my name is Tina. I can't believe I'm on so late, but for some reason I just felt like I wanted to come on tonight. So before I head to bed, so I thought I would come on, check in, kind of give an update. I really enjoyed my live that I did on YouTube the other day. So I've been thinking about it ever since. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to come on tonight, do a live, do it a little bit more. I really enjoy the YouTube people. They're very nice, they're very nice, and they're ask great questions and very talkative. So I think that's fantastic. So I enjoy you, YouTube. Thank you so much. So I'm going to give you a quick overview if you haven't seen me before. My name is Tina Noble, and I live in Massachusetts. And like my name of my live, I don't know if you see it, I'm still learning the whole YouTube, is understanding insulin resistance. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because as of June of last year, I was a severe diabetic, meaning that my A1C, which I'll go over that a little bit for you. You probably already know all this stuff, but my A1C was 11.5, which is double what it's supposed to be. A1C is what measures the amount of glucose or sugar in your blood. Mine was double what it's supposed to be. 5.7 is normal. Mine was 11.5, and that was June of last year. It was literally a normal physical. I had signs. I'm going to go over the signs with you because your body will tell you, your body will tell you, your body will tell you for 10 years, 15 years, that there's problems, that there's something going on inside, right? So it'll tell you there's some problems, and I ignored the symptoms, right? I ignored the symptoms because I made excuses for them. Not that I ignored it, but I made excuses for them. Like, I was 53 years old when I started this journey, and I'm 54 now, but at 53, when everything was going haywire in my body, and it finally caught up to me, and my test results showed that it caught up to me. Finally all of those things happen. I look back at the symptoms now. Unfortunately, I really like my primary care doctor, so I'm going to start with that. I really like her, but we didn't discuss insulin resistance. We didn't discuss nutrition. We didn't discuss what I was eating, what I was doing, what made my A1C go that high, what the problems were, what I could do. To be fair to her, leading up to the conversation that I had in June, I did, it was getting bigger and bigger, but we didn't have diabetes in the family, or I didn't know, like, I knew people with diabetes, but I didn't know anybody was, so I never thought it would happen to me. I had that attitude, like, it's not going to happen to me, right? Thank you, Austin. So I had the attitude that it's not going to happen to me. So I just ignored it. I thought, okay, I'll eventually get to it. I'll lose the weight, or I'll, change my diet, or I'll eat better, or I'll whatever I thought was going to happen. So I didn't do that, obviously, because my A1C came back dangerously high. So at that time, June of last year, the only thing that my doctor said to me was, what you have to do to fix this, because I was labeled a type 2 diabetic. Now, there's different types of diabetes. There's type 2, which was me, and that is diuretic disease. That is from the problem of eating. I ate the wrong way for a long period of time, and my body couldn't keep up with it anymore. So type 2 is a diuretic. Type 1 is, most people are born with it. All I do know, I don't know a ton about it, but all I do know about it is that they don't produce enough insulin. Unfortunately, that's all I really know. So I don't talk about type 1 too much because I don't really know much about it. I'm learning in school. I'm in school to be a certified nutritionist. So something that we're going to talk about and we're going to cover, and I'm going to share it with you if you want to hear it. I just feel like I'm learning so much in this journey, because I'm 100% on a health journey to be healthier, be stronger. I'm 54 years old. I want to live a full life, happy life with my kids and grandchildren if it happens, things like that. But it doesn't have to be you. You may not be insulin resistant. You may not be pre-diabetes or diabetic, but I can almost guarantee you know somebody that is. Because, so say you go into a room with 10 people, 7 out of those 10 people are insulin resistant. And I didn't, and 50% don't even know it. And that was me. I was the 50%. She didn't talk about insulin resistance. She just said to me, to lose weight, because I was gaining a little bit of weight, and my A1C was getting higher. She said, to lose weight, you need to eat 6 small meals a day. And then she also told me that eat 6 small meals a day, eat less, move more. That was really, this is back in June. I went today, so there's a little bit of a change, but I'll talk about that. But that was all really we talked about. She didn't talk about what I was eating, when I was eating. She just said eat 6 small meals a day. It should boost your metabolism. And she said eat less and move more. That was it. Most likely that was, you can hear me. If not, I can go back out and come back in. This happened the other day and I don't know why it did that. I'm guessing now that there's one person in here that you can't hear me. I think I'm gonna close it and come back in. Oh my God. Why does it happen? Oh, you can. Okay, so Austin can hear me. Okay, good. So good. So thank you. I'm so glad you can hear me. Sorry about that. Kind of new with the whole YouTube thing, and I feel like I was making a mistake. But okay. So I'm sorry that you could not hear me neat. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I did turn it up a little bit. Maybe I had it too low. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, so I went to the doctor. I had, so this is in June. I went to the doctors. I got my diagnosis. Guys, if you want to put in the chat where you're tuning in from, I would love to connect with you. I am in Massachusetts, and so it's about 9 o'clock here, which is kind of late for me. So, but I just really enjoyed my YouTube live that I had the other day, and I just have been thinking about it ever since. So I really wanted to come on. Canada. Oh, hello, Canada. How are you? Albert, thank you so much for joining in. Have you had, so probably everybody asks you, but do you have a lot of snow? Have you been getting a lot of snow? We got walloped here in Massachusetts for the last big storm that we had. We got like 38 inches, which is a lot for us. So you probably think I'm being a baby, but it was a lot of snow for us. I live in like a city, so there was really no place to put it. We're just, piling it up. But how old am I? Hi Jennifer, I am 54 years old. I'm sure you can tell. It's slowing down. Good. So hopefully spring comes for you guys too. Hopefully I'm seeing the little flowers come up. I can see when I walk around my yard, I can see like the tulips trying to start out. So yep. So Jennifer, I hope that that's not disappointing you, but I'm 54 years old and I feel better than I have in my, since I was in my 40s. So that's what makes me feel good. Like I have the energy that I had when I was younger. Oh, Judah, I'm sorry. It said Jennifer. I'm so sorry. Hi, Judah. Thank you very much. I apologize for mixing up your name, but it's so nice to meet you, Judah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I did a YouTube live. Let's see. a couple nights ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Everybody was so nice. There was so many great questions, and we had some great conversations. So I've been thinking about it since. I'm like, I got to get back on. So I wanted to do one quick update before, before I wind down my day. So as I was talking about before my friend told me that they couldn't hear me, so sorry about that. I was talking about when I received my diagnosis as a type 2 diabetic in June of last year, so 9 months ago. So 9 months ago, I went to the doctors for a regular physical. We ran my blood work, and I found out that I had type 2 diabetes, and I had it really bad. I had it to the point that my doctor said, if I don't start on medication. She wanted me to take 2 pills, which everybody takes when you're a diabetic. It's metformin. And she wanted me to take a shot, right? And she said that was the only way it was going to fix me, right? And so I think I was shocked, like I told you. Oh my God, Judah, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I hope that you have a great doctor that's helping you. I'm so sorry to hear that. So that is part of the reason why I always have a hard time talking about. It's taken me a little bit to get used to coming on to talk about my story because type 2 diabetes is reversible. It's curable. I did reverse it. I reversed it on my own, and I cured it on my own because it's diuretic. I ate so bad, so terrible that my body insulin was shot to the heck. So I did that to myself. And so I talk about it on my lives, but like when a doctor told me I was a diabetic, I could have done one or two things. I could have gone and kept eating the way I was eating. I could have kept going the way I was going, and I would have very easily had heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease, cancer, because sugar feeds cancer. So there's all these different things. And I don't, I got lucky that she told me. It bothered me when she told me because I felt defeated that I had done this to myself. Like it was something I could have controlled. I could have controlled 15 years ago. And I'm going to go over some symptoms and signs because, like I said, it may not be you. It could be somebody that you know that has insulin resistance. It's a very common thing. Like I told you, well, you might not have heard me, but if you go into a room with 10 people, 7 of those 10 people are insulin resistant. Very rarely does somebody that's insulin sensitive, which means that their body produces insulin correctly, uses it correctly, eats correctly, exercises correctly because of the modern diet. The modern diet is so stripped of fiber. Fast food is easy. Processed food tastes great, right? There's all of those things that happen. My sister she didn't have pneumonia. She had, it was like rosacea. I forget what it was called, but she had a very bad sickness that she almost lost her teeth from, but when she was a baby. And she said, oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you did, Judah. I'm so glad that you survived that. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I had it in my family, and it was an awful thing. So as I was saying, when I went to the doctors, I got the diagnosis of a type 2 diabetic. She told me that what she was going to do was turn around and up my prescription when I came back in 90 days. And I thought, that's weird, because why would you increase my prescription if I haven't even taken it yet? So needless to say, I came home, I did some research, quickly learned that type 2 diabetes is reversible. I was able to reverse my situation. I had to do lifestyle changes. I had to change what I was eating, what I was doing. I had to change my mindset. I had to change my everything, because what I was doing was wrong. It obviously wasn't working, right? So everything that I was doing was wrong. So I had to change my ways, and I had to change it quickly. And I did, right? So in 9 months, 8 months time, actually, I was able to drop my A1C from 11.5 to a 5.2. Now 5.2 is normal range. So I'm no longer, on paper, no longer a diabetic. I am non-diabetic, but I call myself a recovering diabetic. And the reason why I say that is because very quickly I could go back to being a diabetic again. If I go back on that road of eating terrible, geez Louise, you have had some terrible things that happened to you. I'm so sorry. You have had some bad luck. I hope that's it. I hope those are your 3 bad things. I'm so sorry that you're going through that, Judah. That's terrible. I was able to reverse my diabetes and take my A1C to a normal level. And so I come on here to share with you what I've done because it may, like I said, it may not be you. It could be somebody that you know that has these things, right? So signs of insulin resistance, which I had these signs and I ignored these signs, right? So this is why I want to talk about it, right? So I'm going to list a few. I'm going to list a few things that I had, signs that I had, and maybe it resonates with you or somebody that you know. Okay, so I had a hard time losing weight, and it's because I could not out exercise what I was eating. That was one thing that I was doing wrong. I was not eating correctly, and so I was eating all the wrong things, very carb heavy, no protein, eating 6 meals a day. I was a wreck, right? So losing weight was a hard thing to do. I was tired, or I was tired all the time. Even if I ate, I was tired. And so I'll explain to you why that happens. It's because of your cells, but bloating, I had inflammation, I had brain fog. Brain fog is it's insulin resistance of the brain because you have all this glucose in your brain, so you're very brain fogged. And unfortunately, if you don't do something about it and you don't get it under control, dementia is the next thing that happens. So dementia and Alzheimer's are type 3 diabetes. So there's type 1, which is you have insulin, you don't produce enough insulin, so you need insulin to digest your foods and things of that sort. Type 2, which was me, which had too much insulin because my cells wouldn't take the glucose for energy, so I had too much. And then type 3 is diabetes, Alzheimer's, which I don't want. So brain fog is very common for somebody with diabetes, pre-diabetes, or just overweight and a bad lifestyle, right? So let's hope that I catch somebody and read these symptoms, and maybe you have it before you're diagnosed with, diabetes, because it takes 15 years for it to come out. If you catch it early enough, you can reverse it. I reversed it in 8 months, and I was bad. I was really bad. So that's one thing. Okay, so belly fat is a very big common thing for people with diabetes. Thank you very much. I'm glad you watched my videos. Some of the old ones are goofy because I was just starting out, but I appreciate you said that. My belly fat, so my cravings and for salt and sugar, because no matter what I was eating, it wasn't the right things, and my cells weren't getting it, so I wasn't getting the energy. Bone spurs. What causes severe pain shooting from the back of my legs will cause the symptoms hurt. So bone spurs. I had that when I played sports. Bone spurs from sports. Bone spurs and money. What causes severe pain shooting from the back of my legs? Would you have a sciatica? Have you heard of that? Did the doctor, Danny? Hi, Danny. Sorry, I should have said hi. I remember when I was pregnant, I had pains from a sciatic nerve in my back. I don't know if that's it, up the back of my leg. I had neuropathy, which might be something also. I'll explain what neuropathy is. Neuropathy is it's a tingling in your fingers and your toes. And it was severe pain in my feet and my fingers. So I don't know how old you are, Danny. I don't know if you've had any signs of diabetes or pre-diabetes, but I had neuropathy, and that was because of my nerves were shot from my diet. So, I don't know if that, but it sounds more like a sciatic for you. I'm not 100% sure, but I had bone spurs when I was a kid from sports, but yeah, that could, I hope that's, that could be inflammation. They probably are backwards to you. Yeah, because I don't know if I can switch this thing around. I don't know if that'll happen, but that might be what it is. But it is 9 o'clock here, and it does look backwards, doesn't it? Yeah, it's probably the way. Thank you. Do you know we had a time change? I don't know if you do time changes in Canada, like the spring forward, fall back, but we did it and I forgot to change it. So it was off for days. I finally changed it, but I like my clock too. Sure, Judah. Thank you very much for joining. I'm sorry about your dad. Jeez, I feel terrible, my friend. I hope things turn around for you. It just seems like everything has gone wrong. Yeah, so I forgot to change my clock. It was off for days and I didn't even realize it. I wanted to keep talking about my insulin resistance, but please, if you guys have questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Anything that I can. I am not a doctor. I'm in school for certified nutritionist, but I'm not a doctor or a nurse or anything like that. I'm just talking about my story, what I've learned, what I've lived, because it could help you or somebody you know. So this is why I do it. Okay, so acid reflux, which is a big thing that a lot of people get, and it can be about food, but for the most part, it's what you're eating. It puts the pressure on that little sphincter that you have. And also, so body fat, like I told you, migraines, PCOS for women, which is terrible periods, lots of problems, having a hard time getting pregnant. ED for men, erectile dysfunction for men, which is a big thing with insulin resistance. Eczema, skin tags. You ever see people with those skin tags on the neck? I had one. I don't have it anymore, but that's something that happens, right? Pigmentation, tingling your hands and feet, and that is the neuropathy. That's what I had, and it was horrifying. So grateful it's gone. And the last thing I want to talk about, well, I don't really want to talk about it at all, is my IBS. I had screaming, terrible IBS that would rule my world. No matter what I ate, no matter where I was, that was a problem. And I no longer have that, so that's what's a great feeling for me. I was able to get rid of all of those things. I no longer have the brain fog. I don't have the black fluid thing in my eyes. I don't have the skin tags, the neuropathy, the IBS. PCOS, all of these things. I would help homeless kids 100%. Hi, how are you? Let's see, our logs. Oh, good morning. So good morning. What time is it for you? I am in the United States, so it's 9 o'clock at night. If you're saying good morning, where are you? I really appreciate you tuning in. That is exciting. So I'm dying to know where you're coming from. So if it's morning, where would that be? I don't know where would be morning time right now. Like the other side of the world, obviously, right? So I'm curious. This is the funnest part about this platform. You can meet so many amazing people all over the world. Makes life interesting because I learn something new all the time, right? So those are the signs of insulin resistance. There's a whole page and a half. Oh my God. Pakistan, 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's 9 o'clock at night here. So it's Wednesday at 9 o'clock. That is so fantastic. Thank you. What is your first name? All right. So I see in War Vlogs. But thank you so much for tuning in. That's awesome. I really appreciate you being here. And what I'm talking about today in, if it's interest to you or not, I'm talking about yes. Okay. So it's almost, I'm on Wednesday, so I'm heading to Thursday. That's so great. I appreciate you coming. You're super nice. Thank you. Atif. Oh, I had a friend, which is not Atif, but his name is Afif, and he's still my friend, but he's from Canada. Afif, he was so nice. That's so great, Atif. Thank you so much for joining. So my name is Tina, and I appreciate you coming. And I'm just talking about insulin resistance, which is pre-diabetes, diabetes. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because I was able to change it on my own. I was able to get rid of my diabetes. And so I come on to YouTube to share it. Because if it's not you, it could be somebody that you know that is a diabetic, a pre-diabetic that would like to do something about it. That's why I share it, and to meet new people. And I love having conversations with you guys. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about, was signs of insulin resistance, and different signs that you can have. Everybody's different, but that's what happened to me. So to simplify insulin resistance, because again, I had no idea. I had never talked about it with anybody. My doctor didn't talk about it when I went in there. Even when I was diagnosed with a diabetic, she didn't talk about diabetes. She didn't talk about insulin resistance or anything like that. Okay, so so nice. So insulin resistance it's the number one killer is heart disease, right? But that comes from insulin resistance. I mean, not all heart disease, but heart disease can come from insulin resistance. So here's a little chart I want to show you, because it kind of shows you how they all come into play. Sorry about that. Let me just, there's a new code on my phone, on my iPad here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but this in the middle is insulin resistance, right? And so that is just meaning that my body was no longer handling the sugar in my body. Thank you so much. So this is my insulin resistance here, and it's backwards. I should learn how to flip this thing around, but I don't know how to do it. And these are all the different things that can happen, right? So PCOS, like I told you, fatty liver. Fatty liver, some people think is from drinking, but it's not, well, it can be, but I had it from not from drinking, it was from eating. Arthritis, which is this is inflammation in your hands. Alzheimer, like I told you, is type 3 in your brain. High blood pressure, which my doctor talked about, and I don't have it, but I very well could have. Type 2 diabetes, which is what I had. Stroke, heart disease, obesity, right? Because your body is holding all that glucose. Migraines, which is, again, in your brain. Dementia and osteoporosis. There's tons of things, but these are the big ones, right? So that insulin resistance, if you can get that under control, it's what you call the root problem. The root of your problem is the insulin resistance. If you can get that under control, you're able to avoid these terrible things: heart disease, PCOS, fatty liver, all of these things that you get. I am not a doctor by profession. I am I'm in school for certified nutritionist, but I am not a doctor. I am talking strictly by experience, what I've learned, what I've learned on my journey, because I feel like I wasn't told about it. My doctor, when I went in to see my doctor, I wasn't told about these things, and I've learned about it on my journey to heal myself. So this is why I like to talk about it. So, and I just like to tell the 3 things that I did. I did 3 simple changes in my life that were able to reverse my diabetes, put me into non-diabetic, which I'm so proud of it, because I don't want these things. I don't want heart disease. I don't want liver disease. I don't want any of these things. I want to live a long life. I'm 54, so I do have a lot of life left, right? And I really want that. Okay, so I was talking about insulin resistance can trigger heart disease, strokes, cancer, blindness. People go blind from it because you get insulin resistance in your eyeballs, right? So that can happen. So cute. Let me see. Chronic infections, Alzheimer's, the list goes on and on of what can happen with the insulin resistance. And like I told you, 93% of people, adults, have it. 1 out of 3 people have insulin resistance and don't even know it. So they're on the fast track to diabetes, and it is 100% what we're eating. It's 100% the modern food diet, what we're eating wrong. I do understand around the world is different diets, different, like here in the United States, carbs, we have processed carbs. So when you eat those, it spikes my insulin. So, it spikes my insulin. So that's what brings it up, right? Because it shoots it up when I eat the carbs, and it drops. And I have these drops, right? So I don't like that. So, but I do understand around the world, carbs are different for everybody. But for me, I had to back off the carbs. It was the only way I was going to lose the weight. It was the only way I was going to get my glucose under control. I 100%, I appreciate that. And I feel like I have definitely, so let me show you, but listen, be nice. Okay. I'm going to show you what I looked like in June when I started this horrible journey. Well, it's not horrible. I did it to myself, but I'm going to show you a picture, but please be nice. You promise? I'm going to show it to you. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. I was just talking. Let me just show you what I looked like. Okay, so be kind, please, sir. All right, so look, and this is what I looked like in June. Very swollen, 40 pounds overweight, more than I am now. 40 pounds, my fingers were fat. I felt really self-conscious. And so what the problem was, is you see I have a jacket on because I didn't feel comfortable. So I didn't feel comfortable with, being out in public. So I'd have a coat on. I felt self-conscious, all of these things, right? So getting my health under control was a big deal, and it was not that hard. I did 3 simple things that I would like to share with you, but I just want to go over a couple things to simplify insulin resistance. What it means is that your body, what you eat, when it comes into your body for type 2. Okay, so I would have say I have carbs. I eat it, it gets to my stomach. From my stomach, it goes to my intestines. My insulin will come get it, bring it to the liver, and it's supposed to break it down to glucose for energy, but that doesn't doesn't happen when you have too much. You grab it it grabs it into your liver, and it's supposed to bring it to your cells for energy. But unfortunately, my cells were full. My cells were full of glucose, so it wasn't taking it in. So they become insulin resistant. So they block it out, and I have all this insulin floating in my body. So that's what that means. That's what that insulin resistance is. insulin resistance means, right? So I was a fat storer, not a fat burner. You want to be a fat burner. You want to be able to burn the fat that you have stored. You want to be able to live. You can live off of it because I do three simple steps. I do exercising. I walk. So I walk, or I go to the gym. I love the gym, and I switch to muscle training. Muscle training is so important for somebody with insulin resistance because your body will use that glucose for muscles, which is huge. Your muscles need that. So that's one great way to bring your glucose down is to go do weights, right? Or you don't have to go to the gym. You can work out at home, walk around, do push-ups, whatever you want to do, but you want to move those muscles. That was the most important thing. That was what helped me so much, right? So the second thing I do is time restricted eating, which is fasting. So I fast for 16 hours a day. I don't eat for 16, and I eat my 2 meals during my 8 hours. So I do 16 and 8. So for 16 hours, I don't eat. I go about my day. I drink my tea. So this is the tea that I want to talk about, and this is why I'm able to do that, right? Because I drink this tea, and this is a chlorogenic acid tea that I drink. It's usually filled here, but I've already had some, and then I drink it all day, and it keeps me that food noise. Have you ever had food noise that all you like your body's like, okay, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Okay, send me some. Let's go get some snack. Let's do this. The food noise will take over you big time. So the good thing about the tea that I drink is that it keeps that away. Keeps me in fat burning. It keeps the food noise away so that I'm able to not eat for 16 hours. And the reason why I don't eat, the reason why I do fasting is that my body, when all the food's gone in your stomach, okay, so I will be glad to tell you the ingredient. Well, there's a lot of ingredients in the tea. It's a chlorogenic acid tea, and it's a yerba mate. Does that make sense? It's a yerba mate plant that I use. I don't use it. That's when they use it. I don't use it. They use it when they make that. All right. So it's Unamate, and I have a piece of paper that will. I can tell you what is in it. Sorry about that. What did I do with it? Okay. So it is my yerba mate. Here's my fiber, because I also do a fiber, which is my balance. All right, yerba mate, where are you? It's a chlorogenic acid tea. The benefits, the sleep. Okay. Hold on 1 second, my friend. I don't know if you can see. Actually, this is it right here. Can you see that at all? I can read it to you. So let me see. Maybe I can read it to you. If not, let me find the, I can't see that. Let me find it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I do have a sheet that tells us exactly what's in it, and I'd like to read it to you. But it's a yerba mate tea. So they're taken by the yerba mate plant, which I think burn it down is the wrong way of here it is, yerba mate. Okay, it's a high quality yerba mate leaf extract. It's got antioxidants, chlorogenic acid, nutrients, concentrate form of yerba mate. Okay, so, oh boy, you want me to read these words to you. Oh, theobromine is in it, chlorogenic acid, mate, saponins, saponins, polyphenols, and natural caffeine. Those are the main ingredients in it. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of them. It does have a natural caffeine, so that's why I drink it in the morning time, and I drink it all day long. But that's it. That's it, my friend. And I can always send it to you. Actually, you can look it up. You can look it up. It's yerba mate tea. It's a yerba mate tea, so I drink it cold or hot, right? I start in the morning, and it keeps me from being hungry, and I can go all day. I can go until noontime, 1 o'clock without eating. So that's what helps with my fasting. And so just before I eat, I do have my balance, which is, okay, so this is the Unamate. It's a small packet that I mix in here with 17 ounces of water, shake it up, drink it all day. And you can have it cold or hot. I have it cold. I like it hot too, but I like it cold. And so the second one I do is called Balance. And this is it's a fiber. It's a matrix fiber. Okay. And I drink it. It's less, right? So, of course, I would be glad to talk to you about it. And we do have nurses and doctors on who also shared. And this is how I learned it. I learned it from a diabetic nurse. I learned about the process of what I use. I use this for from a nurse, and I'd be more than glad to hook you up with her too, and we can get on a call. But I would love to talk to you about it. And I don't know on YouTube in the beginning of on the my channel of YouTube, whatever you call it, they call it the you know, the beginning part of my YouTube. You should be able to find my phone number so you can reach out to me. And in Canada, I don't think you might have to WhatsApp. I don't know if you can WhatsApp or use regular, but please do. I would love to tell you all about it. I can send you information. We have science calls every week that they talk about the science behind it. So I'd love to invite you to that so you can learn about them. It's 100%, this system has been the key for me, because the fiber, which I wasn't having enough fiber in my diet, I started drinking the fiber. I drink it in a small bin like this, little container like this, shake it up and drink it. Fills my stomach, keeps my microbiomes happy. Yeah, so it keeps my microbiomes happy, gives all my body everything it needs. It's, you know, it's a great thing. And I do 2 of those a day for my 2 meals, because I no longer have IBS. I no longer have neuropathy. I no longer have brain fog. So it's just giving my body what it needed. My body was broken. Yes, I do have WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp. I don't know what WeChat is, but I do have WhatsApp. And so I wish, yeah, so you should be able to find it. And I don't even know how to see, I'm so new at this. I don't even know how to do notes in here, but I do know, I do have it in there. And I hope to God that you can find it. If not, you know, if you can't find it, let me know and I can just say it to you. Because I don't know how to put chat in here. I don't know how to talk while I'm on this YouTube. I'll learn. I will learn, I promise. It's just so different than the other platforms, so I'm still learning. But okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what insulin resistance is, how it happens. You know, it happens from, it's unfortunately for type 2 diabetes, it's what you eat. So, okay, I hope that she's okay. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. I hope mom is okay. So you should definitely check on her. I hope she's okay. So just the 3 things that I did was the time restricted eating. I do fasting every day, and everybody has different ways of fasting. My dad does it, but he fasts more at night. He'll have breakfast and lunch and doesn't eat dinner. So he'll fast until breakfast. And that is still enough time, because you want to give your body enough time to, yeah, I could do that. Can you note my, yes. Absolutely. I don't know. You couldn't find it. I'm so sorry that you couldn't find it. How do I do that? Note mine. Let me see. I don't want to do that. Message. Pin message. I know I can do that. Pin message. So how do I reply? I'm a mess. I'm so sorry. Can I just say it to you? I'm happy to connect. I will try to. That's mine. Let's connect. Okay, perfect. I'll go back on and see if I can find it. I appreciate it so much. I hope that you have the best night. I thank you very much for tuning in. I'm so glad I came on. I almost wasn't. And I'm happy to connect. If we don't connect, then you just know that I haven't figured it out. I haven't found you yet, but I will. I appreciate it so much. But I think I will let you guys go so that I can get some sleep, because I think, well, you know, it's nighttime for me, but not for you guys. But thank you for Canada and Pakistan. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. Judah, I hope everybody's okay at your home. I'm so sorry that you're going through all of that. I'm so sorry. I hope that everything works out better for you, but I appreciate you coming in and sharing. You take care of yourself too, sir. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I'm happy to connect with you. This makes for a great evening. Thank you guys. Have a great night.